week for us at AIC. It's been very stressful. You can see my eyes. I'm stressed. But I cannot. I'm always excited to be here with you guys on Techbiz and to have conversations with leading people in the space and really just talk about um, what is going on and what we can do to move forward and push encourage people to push their business forward. What are the gaps that you were saying? How can we encourage people to be better? Where are the opportunities that lie? Um, um, so on and so forth. So we are always having these conversations every week. This is like we are meeting. We always meet every Thursday at 5 o'clock. This tech base is brought to you by Eco Innovation Center. My name is Edwin Najogun, and I am the country director of Eco Innovation Center. And well, I like this event. It's my way of giving back and always having trying to have this conversation every week. Right. Today we're going to talk about Victor is a very fantastic speaker, someone that I've known for a while now, and he's absolutely amazing. He's done so much work in the tech space, and he's one of the quiet ones. One of those people that they have plenty of money, but you don't hear about them. They raise so much money, they've done so much in the space, but you don't hear about them. But we that we are in the space, we know them. So when we hear that they are doing things when they're doing things, we just be like, oh yeah, wow, this is normal. So this guy is on it. So we're not surprised. We're not shocked. It's something that we expect clearly from someone of his caliber and class, right? So Sobaike is someone. His name is, of course, sorry. His name is Benga Sobaike. Today we'll be talking about reasons why you should. Some of the benefits of registering your startup in the US. And now, for the Afrocentric people that are going to watch this episode, I'm not saying that by force by fire everybody should go and register their company in the US, or I'm not saying that I'm advocating for Nigerians carrying their business abroad or trying to encourage brain drain or some kind of loss in funds. But what I'm trying to say is that there are some kind of startups that will benefit immensely from having them being registered in the US. There's so many benefits, especially if you are someone that is looking at raising significant amounts of money from foreign investors who are based over there, because there are some reasons why they will prefer to invest in companies that are registered, so that when they have issues with arbitration and so on and so forth, they can laws, taxes. They have you are there. They can be able to raise money and of course use that money to be able to run your business here in Nigeria. So that is one of the reasons why they do this, and it's really for us to just understand why does this exist, and what can we do to take advantage of benefits of this kind of thing. So you ask yourself, what other reasons are there? This is why Benkers Ubake is here today, to really put us through the process and let us understand what we need to know, the benefits. Then, of course, so this will help us classify what kind of businesses should be registering their companies in the US. And I'm very, very grateful for the fact that today he has graciously offered 50% off for registration for any company today, and it's only going to be available for those who are in our Emmy. So if you are watching us from LinkedIn or YouTube and you're not here and you want to win this particular prize, you need to get yourself into this place as quickly as possible, right? So Benga has promised to give one person 50% discount in the 50% discount in the cost of registering this company in the US, right? So good. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of background to Benga Sobaike. Benga Sobaike is a serial entrepreneur and marketing expert, of course. I told you he's a big guy. He's the co-founder or CEO of Bunk.co, an all-in-one global business incorporation platform dedicated to helping founders from all over the world incorporate a company in the US and other countries remotely. Sobaike has been named one of the Nigeria's 100 tech leaders by the Future Awards. We know. And I said he's very popular and he's very prominent, we know. And he has done so much in the space, and we are glad to see that this is his new venture. And I know that this is probably going to be, by God's grace, the next unicorn. So at this point, I have to call him to do his share his slides, share his presentation with us for the next 30, 35 minutes. Please, before we start, always remember to follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on LinkedIn, and join our Telegram community to be able to interact better with me, with other speakers, with your fellow entrepreneurs, just get a feel of what's going on, and you can be able to learn more even beyond this episode. So at this particular point in time, I will be glad, excited to to invite Mr. Benga to come and give us a start his presentation, and hopefully by the end of the session we'll be asking questions, and if you answer the question correctly, then you'll be qualified to win the prize. Mr. Benga.
Thank you, Edwin. Hi, everyone. That was a very elaborate introduction. At the point, I thought, are you introducing someone else? So that's too.
You don't have to be modest, Benga.
Well, thanks for having me on this webinar. So I'm just going to try to present the slides now. Hopefully, I can undo this, and it's not too much. Okay. So just give me. I was hoping it would be projected from your end, but let me just quickly do that here. Okay. So just let me know if you can see the tab or the deck. Can you see it? Please let me know if you can see it. Edwin, can you see my screen? Can you see the presentation? Hello? I can't hear you, Edwin. Are you speaking?
Sorry, we can see it.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you. So yeah, thanks again for having me. My name is Benga Shugaite. I'm the co-founder of Bunch. What Bunch essentially does is to help businesses or startup founders incorporate their businesses in the US. And so far, we've been able to help quite a number of businesses in Nigeria and other countries incorporate their business in the US. As a sort of introduction, when you want to incorporate a business in the US, most often than not, you may be required, or you want to set up a business in the US, most often than not, you may be required to go down to the US and try to set this business up. However, with products like Bunch, we can help you do that. You can do that remotely. Actually, it's a self-serve platform where you just go on the platform and then you incorporate your business from the comfort of your home without having to go down to the US and all that. I'm going to talk more about that as we progress. But for now, I want to focus on the benefits of incorporating your business in the US. Why should you incorporate your company in the US? And like Edwin said, we're not saying you should not incorporate in Nigeria as well, but we're looking at the benefits of incorporating that business in the US. What are the benefits you get? What are those resources that you can leverage by having a US company? Right. For example, and this is just a quick example, if you run a business in Nigeria, you may not be able to receive PayPal payments or payments through PayPal because of the restrictions placed on Nigeria. Even as an individual, you can't receive PayPal payments. You can make payments on people, you can't receive PayPal payments. With a US company, you can easily do that, right? So a US company just automatically takes away all those restrictions that you've had to deal with because you're a Nigerian or because you run a Nigerian business. So I'll go straight to the presentation now, and then after this, you would have the opportunity to ask questions. So there are two main types of businesses that you can incorporate in the US. Now, we have more, but these are the two major ones that you can incorporate, especially if you're a startup founder or you run a small business, an SME of some kind. Now, the first one is the corporation, which is also called C Corp, and then the second is the limited liability company. For most startup founders or for most startups, the corporation is usually the most suitable because one, you want to be able to separate yourself from the business. Two, maybe perhaps you're looking for investment and all that. Right? A corporation has a very defined structure that makes it easier for you to get investment, attract investment from outside, from third parties and all. Right? There is more, but that's not the main focus of this presentation. So I'm not going to dwell on this too much. But there are two main types of businesses you can incorporate in the US: a corporation or a limited liability company. Now, there are 50 states in the US and a few territories. However, the two most popular states in the US to incorporate your business are Delaware and Wyoming. Delaware, for obvious reasons. For example, 50% of Fortune 500 companies are incorporated in Delaware, right? It's one of the best places to incorporate your business in the US because of the business-friendly laws that they have. So if you plan to raise funding, if you go through Y Combinator, for example, they will most likely direct you, almost guaranteed, to incorporate your business in Delaware, right? So it is attractive to investors. Investors like Delaware companies. The annual franchise tax you pay in Delaware is very low, it's $200. It is fully anonymous, and you have maximum privacy. So if you incorporate a business in Delaware, unless people actually go overboard to request it, nobody would know that that business has been incorporated by you or you own the business. Right. So if you want privacy, you get that as well. And of course, there's protection from liability as well, right? Because we separate the business from yourself. The business is different from you. If your business gets sued, it is not you that has been sued, right? It will take a very special situation for you to be affected personally. And there's also no state income tax if you operate your business in another state or outside Delaware. So if you incorporate in Delaware, you will not pay any state tax if your business is not incorporated in. It's not if you don't operate that business out of Delaware. Wyoming, also fully anonymous, no franchise fee, no state corporate personal income tax. Minimum annual fees, I think it's less than $200 that you pay in a year, right? So these two places are they also have what they call court of chancery, which basically hears business related cases. So they're just so easy, they're business friendly. The ease of doing business in these states are very, very, very great. Excuse me. So most founders all over the world who wish to incorporate their business in the US choose these two states, especially if you don't live in the US. Now, what are the benefits of incorporating your business in the US? One is that you can preserve your business name. Like I said, there are 50 states in the US. Now, in Nigeria, if you incorporate a business in Nigeria, you only need to incorporate it once with the CAC. The CAC is federal government controlled. So incorporate with the CAC, and no other person can incorporate that same business name in Nigeria. However, in the US, there are 50 different states, and each state has its own incorporation laws. So you can incorporate in New York. Someone else can still incorporate that same name in New Jersey or in Washington, somewhere else, right? So when you incorporate in the US, you incorporate in a state. Of course, you can incorporate in multiple states, but incorporate in a state. Now, the advantage of incorporating your business in the US is that when you incorporate in a particular state, you're able to preserve that business name. And then when you go ahead to trademark it, means no other person can use the exact business name. So that gives you some exclusivity, to the business name you're using, which is one advantage of incorporating it. But if you don't incorporate and you don't trademark, then the business name is available for anybody who is able to do that first. If somebody else, even if you've been doing business for 5 years, if you don't do what I've just said, someone else can come tomorrow and incorporate that business, even trademark the name, and you will then be asked to either drop the name or just most likely drop the name because you don't have the right to that name. So incorporating your business is the first step to preserve your business name. Another benefit is the privacy and limited liability. Like I mentioned, if if you can, when you incorporate in the US, you are guaranteed some degree of privacy, especially in Wyoming and Delaware. Nobody needs to know who owns the business. And you also put your personal assets are protected against liability. Say, for example, the company gets sued. It is not your personal assets that will be affected. You are not affected in any way. You're just an individual, right? It will take a very special condition, special case for you to be affected. But in 99% of the cases, when when something goes wrong with the company, it does not affect you personally. It does not affect your personal assets. It does not affect anything that has to do that you own or have a right to your personal capacity. Also, you can easily, this also makes it easy to transfer ownership of the business and all that. The third benefit is the tax benefits that you get. States, especially states in the US, especially Delaware and Wyoming, have no state income tax. You're only required to pay the federal income tax in the US. These two states, they just sort of give you a whole lot of leverage when it comes to taxes in the US and all that. In the US, businesses generally pay three forms of tax, or three levels of taxes. You pay federal, you pay state, you pay local. But if you incorporate in the US, especially these two states that I've mentioned, you will get some tax breaks. You will not necessarily have to pay some of these taxes that apply. Investment and raising capital. This has been one of the major reasons why people want to, incorporate in the US. Investors generally, whether US investors or even investors from Nigeria or from any or global investors, they prefer US companies. Right? There's this degree of trust that they have in US companies. And because the business laws, like I mentioned, the Court of Chancery in Delaware and Wyoming make it so easy to resolve issues that may come up, right? So those states or these have been found to be very friendly to investors, very friendly to shareholders, very friendly to everybody. So you can easily get your cases resolved. So investors prefer, to invest in companies that operate in that kind of environment. In Nigeria, nobody really understands. There's a lot of policy mishaps and all that, instability, policy in terms of the way business are done in Nigeria. Government can decide anything at any time, right? So there's no predictability, there's no stability to it. But in the US, it's almost hard-coded, right? This is the way these things go. This is the way to be resolved most likely. And there are little issues. Investors want an environment where their businesses, their investments are safe. When one government will not wake up one day, the way it happens in Africa, that some government can just nationalize foreign investments. They want a stable environment, and US is one of the most stable economies in the world. So it's easier for you to get investment for your business if you incorporate your business in the US. Okay, just a quick check. Please let me know if you can hear me. You can just drop a message in the chat. Let me know if you're following. So because of course the network, okay, cool. Network situation in Nigeria can be funny, right? All right, thank you.
We can hear you very clearly.
Okay, great. Thanks for that. The next point is brand reputation and trust. Like I said, it's not just investors that trust US businesses more. Customers and business all over the world find it easier to trust, a business that is a US business. Right? There's just this reputation. There's this trust that comes with, the business is incorporated in the US. It means, it's more open. They know that they are safer. Their investment is more secure or their money is more secure, is safer with you because you operate in a stable economy, in like the most advanced economy actually in the world. So they have that assurance that, okay, this is a credible brand to work with when they know that your business is a US business. Access to the world's largest consumer market. As you know, US is the world's largest consumer market with a GDP of 20 trillion and over 300 million people in the US. But it's not just the US market that you have access to when you incorporate in the US. You also have access to the global market, right? No doubt, US is like the world leader when it comes to business and almost in different areas, right? So when you have a US company, one, you automatically have access to that market, to that US market, which is the biggest in the world. And then by extension, you have access to other markets in the world, especially countries that have some sort of economic affiliations or relations with the US. You can easily send your products and services to different countries as a US business. So you're literally enjoying the benefits of an American, even though you're a Nigerian, but you own a US business. So that's one major advantage. That's another major advantage. Now, you've heard of Jackpot and all that, right? Now, one other very important benefit, especially for those who wish to migrate to another country, relocate or something, is you can use your US business as a way to get a US visa. There's this particular visa for entrepreneurs called O1 visa. It allows you to live in the US for 3 years, and you can renew it, or you can even switch to another visa type, just so that you can get the green card or citizenship in the long run. So your US company gives you the opportunity to get that sort of visa. It's called O1 visa, and it's for 3 years, and you can renew it. Now, the good thing is that we have immigration partners that can help you navigate this and get this visa when, of course, you incorporate your company through us, and you're ready. We have people that can advise you on how to go about this.
Bingo, Joe.
There is always we don't start. Another point. Another point is
you need to wait. Can we just track back, please, Joe? I just want to say on the record that
I'm listening.
Joe, I don't see. We do not encourage people to go abroad to migrate. I believe I'm a sincere believer, and that's because this is a global program. We are way watched over in 103 countries. I need to say this on record because it's where it's the economy stands here. We do not encourage founder. We believe that Nigeria has capacity to develop if the founders are here to build startups that need to develop the country. So
absolutely,
I understand that. I know that the goal for everybody to have the capacity to go abroad and come back at will, but then we should always encourage our founders to always try and stay back and build. Sure.
Thank you. I completely agree with you. Well, sometimes in the course of building a global business, you may also need to have that access, right? You don't want to have a business meeting in the US and you can't go because you don't have the visa, right? But with this, you can easily go. Like I said, it's not a permanent residency thing. Please don't misunderstand that. The visa is not for you to come and live in the US permanently. It's just to give you access to the US so you can always come there for your meetings, do your business, and that's it. Another point is an enabling environment for startups. All the points I've mentioned actually tie back into this. The US is an enabling environment for startups. It's a good place if you want to get investments. It's a good place if you want to access some benefits that the ecosystem can provide. It's just a very good environment. We are getting there one day. Like Nigeria will get there. Things are not, are definitely getting better if we're being honest with ourselves. But for now, there is a market that is more developed, and it is not a problem if you tap into that market while you continue to build. Right, the best solution, the best way forward for us is still to build this continent. Wherever we go, we're still visitors regardless. But let us tap into the fortunes that exist beyond our shores and then continue to build. So yes, it's an enabling environment for startups as well. Access to WorldClass payment and commerce platforms. I've mentioned this earlier. I did mention this briefly. As a Nigerian business, there are a lot of restrictions. Till today, you cannot use Stripe if you're just a Nigerian business, right? You can't use Stripe to process. You can't use Stripe to receive payment from people from all over the world. You can't. Stripe is just available in a few countries. Now, US is definitely one of those countries where you can use Stripe. Stripe, by the way, is a US company. The same thing with PayPal. The same thing with Amazon. If you want to sell on Amazon, it just makes sense for it to be a US business. So if you sell products, if you sell commodities, and you have customers on Amazon, like I said, you don't have to leave Nigeria. You're in Nigeria, but you can incorporate a US business, and it will be easy. Your business will be approved easily by Amazon to sell on Amazon. And in addition to incorporating the US business, you also get a tax identification number, which Amazon is going to ask you for. It's going to ask from you. They're going to ask you for a tax ID. They're also going to ask you for a bank account, a US bank account, most likely. And that also comes with, with incorporating your business in the US. So this, incorporating in the US just gives you access to Amazon, gives you access to eBay. You can sell on eBay, PayPal as well. You can use PayPal for payment. You can use Stripe and other payment platforms. Nobody restricts US business. It's very difficult for you to see a platform that says this platform is not available to US customers. It's almost impossible because most of the biggest technology, by the way, technology companies, service providers come from the US, so they won't restrict their company. And you, as a founder of a US business, you get to enjoy those benefits as well. So yeah, that's like the final benefits. Of course, there are more benefits, that you can get. Some are not even as explicit. They're not even that obvious. But then once you incorporate in the US and you start running those businesses, you just see that some restrictions are automatically removed. So with that, we've come to the end of the benefits. But I'll just quickly, I don't even know if I really want to talk about, but yeah, what is Bunch? Like I mentioned, we help companies incorporate to the US. We are dedicated to every country in over 170 countries. What's included in the package? Incorporation of your business, your tax certification number, your bank account, your US address. We essentially just get you everything you need to run that business in the US. So we'll not just incorporate for you and then abandon you. No, we'll get you other things that you need. You need a tax ID, you need a bank account, you need a US address, we'll get it for you. If you need tax consultation, we have free tax consultation and free tax, free legal, free immigration consultation. And we also have software packs and discounts that you have access to. We've partnered with some of the biggest software makers, software producers, software service companies that you need. You may need Amazon, AWS, you may need Brex, you may need this, you may need that. You may need Zendesk, right? So for your customer service. So we partner with many of these people so that they can give you, some would even give you free usage, up to 3 months free usage. Some will give you discounts, So there's just a whole lot that we've packed together in one package. That we've put together in one package just so that, it's so easy for you to run the business. So I'm not going to dwell too much on this. Hopefully this slide will be shared or you can have access to some part of it. And like Edwin mentioned, we're also giving a special offer where we will give one company a 50% discount off our regular fee. We charge $499 to provide all these services for you, or to you rather. But if you're a member of the EIC community, you get 50% off. It's a one-off offer. It's not, because it's a very huge discount. But yeah, we're giving it to members of this community, just one founder. So with that, I've come to the end of this presentation. If you have questions, this is the time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Benga. My guy. Well, thank you so much. It's been very wonderful listening to you. And I just wanted to ask questions. In your opinion, what kind of startups do you think benefit most from registering abroad? I mean, which sector do you think will benefit most?
Well, I would not say a particular sector. I can give you 2 or 3 sectors. One, if you sell, if you're in the e-commerce space, you benefit from it. Whether it's virtual products or physical products that you sell, you benefit from it. You want to be able to ship your products anywhere in the world and not just a specific few countries. Now, having a US business gives you the opportunity to be able to do that. If you're in the technology space, to definitely benefit you. If you do anything online, actually, if you do anything online, any sort of business you do online, you will benefit from incorporating your business in the US, whether it's Delaware or Wyoming. I think the whole point of incorporating your business in the US is so that it's to make life easy for you, easier. It's to make running that business more convenient for you. It's the convenience, right? It's the access you have. It's the resources that you that you can easily access because you're a US business, right? You don't want to receive payment. You don't want to be in a situation where someone needs to pay. Yeah, you don't. Can you hear me now, Edwin?
Yeah, sorry. Wait, I thought you were done talking. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, you don't want to be in a situation where someone wants to pay you for a product or service and they can't pay you because you can't receive payments through PayPal or you can't receive payment through Stripe. And Paystack does not work in every country in the world, right? Right. So you just want to be able to have everything you need. And even if you have access to some resources, there's nothing wrong with having multiple payment processors. You can receive PayPal, you can receive Apple Pay, you can receive this, you can receive Stripe. Like, it just makes it easy. Payment is one of the basic things, basic enablers of commerce, global commerce, right? That automatically does not become a problem for you as a US business. And there are other benefits. So if you do anything on the internet, incorporating in the US benefits you. It's like getting a second passport for a Nigerian. It removes some restrictions.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Somebody's asking about the bank accounts and wants to know if there are monthly charges that apply. Like, what does it cost? I mean, we know that it's you can go and register and you can have your registration and you can have it done in the US, but then you can open an account. But then, how much does it cost to maintain those accounts in the US on a monthly basis?
Many of them, actually, I'll say zero, and I'll explain. I also have our company has US bank accounts. We don't pay a single charge, so it is zero in that respect. But you see, we've also gone further to do something, which is for our banking partners, they even give you money to come bank with them, right? So once you hit a certain threshold in terms of transactions, you get $500. You get more, they literally reward you, right? So you don't need to maintain those accounts or anything. No, it's zero.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Someone is asking from LinkedIn. Does having an incorporation in the US guarantee the 0.1 visa? What visa is that?
0.1 visa, an 0.1 visa. No, it doesn't.
0.1 visa. Yeah.
It doesn't. The reason why I say it doesn't is it doesn't guarantee it is that, as with every visa process, there are other things to consider. But you see, the biggest step is, let me just explain further. If you're going to get an O1 visa, you need to be special. That's it. And I say that because they give it to professors, they give it to scientists, they give it to people who have achieved something incredible in their field. An entrepreneur is regarded as one of those people. So having a US company is the first step, right? It just automatically means you qualify for that visa. Now, will you get the visa? That is dependent on other factors. That's dependent on other things, other questions, other requirements that they may have. But I assure you that having a US company is like 50% of the work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So someone else wants to know that how long do you provide support after you sign up, guiding along the way?
We provide lifetime support. Keyword is lifetime. For as long as you need our help, we'll be there to support you.
Wonderful. Let me see. So for me,
I just saw the question via what channels? Yeah, we have a live chat. We have email. We don't do phone calls unless it is extremely important. It's not sustainable to have to talk to everybody. But we have live chats. We have emails, so you can always reach us. And if you incorporate your business through Bunch, you have a dashboard. You have a platform where you can always sign into. And if you need to reach us, you can also send us messages through your dashboard. It's like having an app or WhatsApp, and you can reach somebody there. I will continue to create more channels. So very soon we'll have WhatsApp as well, but we're not doing phone calls for now.
Okay. Thank you so much. So the question, someone asked a question on LinkedIn again. So in registering your business in the US, I would like to know how you handle taxes, especially when your customers are majorly in Nigeria.
So one, I'm not a tax expert, so I'm just going to give you an overview. But if you need more information, like I said, we have tax experts on standby, not on this call, but we have tax partners in the US who would advise you. Like, we've gotten you discounts. And those your consultations will not be paid for. It is free. Don't worry about that. Now, but
So you
just
go, so you go, so you guarantee free
consultations,
tax
yeah.
advisory. Oh,
Yeah, consultations. Free, one-on-one calls. Now, how do you handle tax when it comes to Nigeria? In the US, that's what they call US connected income, right? Now, what that means is you won't be paying tax on you won't be paying tax on the amount you earn from a client that is not in the US. It is not connected to the US, especially if you don't have employees in the US and all that, right? So the tax consultants will be able to break this further down, but I'm giving you a simple answer right now. If that revenue was not generated in the US, you do not have to pay tax on that revenue, right? Of course, there may be other nuances, right? But you're not paying tax. If you're just operating, your business is just in the US, most of your revenue or even all your revenue comes from Nigeria, you're not going to pay tax on that, really, because it's not connected to the US, especially if you don't even have staff in the US. But for the person that asked that question, we'll be able to provide you more details. We have, experts to answer your questions or whatever questions you may have, and they will advise you better. But we currently we don't pay tax on clients that are not tied to the US.
okay. Okay, so someone's asking me what is criteria for today's percent discount. I'm coming. Don't relax. We get there.
I'll leave that to Edwin.
Yeah. So I I want to become a little bit personal, and I want to talk to you about your own entrepreneurial journey. Right? I know. I know that you started out with placard, and you did very well with placard for a very long time. I mean, fun fact. Let me just open myself here. Back in the day when I was still I was trying to hustle my own startup then, and I was looking for extra cash when I got broke. I used to write for Bengas Film. And last year, I owed him like 10K.
I am.
I remember.
I have,
As
the,
in,
I have no recollection of that.
No, I'm correcting you now. You owe him like 10K. And it's like how many years? It's like 6 years ago or so.
Do I owe you personally, or the company owes you?
The placard is owing me 10,000 naira. You're the CEO, so
Okay,
please.
no problem. Don't worry.
I'm sending you my invoice.
We'll sort that out. See, so somebody has been you for 6. That's how you know rich people.
You know the funniest thing. By now, you already added like interest. So when I was like 25 million, so
you're now in micro lending.
25 million naira.
That's great. Yeah.
Okay, but really though, I mean, you did very well with placard. Then you left placard to start up bank. Why?
Okay, so first I did not leave placard to start up bunch. By the way, I did not leave placard. I'm still a co-founder. Right?
You're still co-founder in placard. Okay.
Yeah. I just left the CEO position after 4 years because I just felt like it was time to move. So I didn't leave to start this. I just left because I was done, right? But as with everything in life, whatever has a beginning has an ending, right? And then when it's time to move, we move. There are other things that I want to do. There are other business that I want to build. And for me personally, when I get to the point where I feel like I've done my part in the place, I've done my part, I move. And that's what I just said, okay, it's time to move. That's it. Bunch is actually one of the things I've been working on. It's not the only thing. It's not even the major thing, right? But it's just one of those things. And I figured that this was a problem for many people. They couldn't solve it. And I'll give you a quick story. I incorporated placard in the US myself, right? When we wanted to incorporate placard in the US. And I had to do a lot of searching. In fact, I had to pay, right? And pay more than I should have paid for, right? And that just sort of brought it home for me that if I'm having this issue, there are many other people who are having the same issue. And it shouldn't be this difficult to incorporate in the US. It's not that it's actually not difficult to incorporate in the US, when you have the right resources and support. And that's one of the reasons why I decided, with of course my co-founders to okay, let's set up something that would help African founders and other founders from the world who are looking to incorporate in the US, especially those who want to who are looking for investment, because it's going to be helpful to them. So that's it.
Okay. So what would you say like your biggest challenge with starting up both companies, or any of the companies? What are your biggest challenges? And I'm asking this question for people who are still out there trying to start their own company and I don't really know where to start from. Like, what would you classify? Or what would you classify? And what would you say to someone that is trying to start his own company? What advice would you give them?
I'm going to be very honest with you. I think the biggest challenge for any founder is talent.
Mm.
Yeah,
Tell me about it.
yeah, it's talent. It's not money. It's not funding. There is plenty money all around. You can literally raise funding. In fact, not you can. It has been done. People have raised money for ideas, just
Oh yeah,
ideas.
I mean,
No,
they raised is it 3.5 million
yeah, no single
for
code,
EdTech like this?
nothing, just ideas. So
I'm
money,
still playing.
yeah.
I
So
mean,
money is not the
if
problem.
you listen to my Curious K podcast yesterday or last week, I told them about how I had to enter tanker to travel from Benin to Abuja because there was no fuel. So I entered a tanker that was going, and all so that I can meet an investor who made me go back to Lagos, meet him in Lagos, and come to his office every day for like 6 months just to raise funding of what, 10K?
Wow, $10K or 10K naira.
And I gave up like 35% of my company then. So, and I'm
What?
like, yeah, I mean, this was back then. This was like what, 2013, 2014, thereabout. So, yeah, we're still very green among the girls during that period. But I'm just like, we've come so far
Yes.
now. I mean, I remember when Travel Star raised like $100,000, and we're like, $100,000! Oh my God, they're doing so fantastic! Now you can't even you can't even talk. You raise $100,000 now. You don't even start to just be like, yeah,
So if you raise $100,000, don't even
you're like,
announce.
okay, yeah, okay, just okay, cool job, bro.
Yeah, it's like not giving you money.
Like it's normal, and you've seen like there's been a lot of progress made in this sector. I mean, when it started and raising funding, and we're seeing the progress, right? So I don't know. For me, I agree with you. Funding is not necessarily an issue now. Talent is an issue, but then how were you able to solve that problem?
I don't know if anybody can say they successfully solved the problem.
Well, you built Packard to a very reasonable level. So how were you able to manage that?
Oh, okay. Well, I would say what we did, and we're still doing, right? For me, I think there are two ways to approach it. One of them is very long term. The other is immediate. Now,
Yeah.
you need two categories of people to build a business. Again, my opinion. One, you need experts, people who are experienced, right, at a certain level, right? The people who help your business, the people who you need at the early stage may not necessarily help your business scale. You need some people with domain authority, with expertise in some areas if your business is really going to scale, right? You need a content writer now. You will need a content marketing expert later, right? In a few months. So the approach is there's a program where we train people, especially those just coming from the university or who have just finished their NYSC and all that. Now those ones are trained for the long term. But there's also the part of headhunting and hiring people who can hit the ground running.
Yeah.
One of them is immediate. The people who can hit the ground running, you need them to run the business today. But the customer is not going to wait for you to get all the people you need in 5 years. But you see, those other people that you're training now, those other people that you have in your internship program, are those that they can start adding value in a few months, in a few years. But if you're able to keep them, right, they will definitely pay off in the long run. Beyond attracting talent, I also think another major problem is keeping them. You can attract the best people. If you don't keep them, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of resources. And hiring is expensive, right? So that's culture of the company comes in. That's where you need to build a culture that supports people, that helps people thrive. People need to feel like a part of that mission. They have to be a part of that goal, a part of that vision you're building. This is not a boss employee relationship, right? If I tell you, if you have to be, someone once told me something when I started out. The person said, and I'm going to quote them. He said, my friend actually said, your employees are not your friends. And while I understand that, I also believe it is dangerous to have that kind of mindset when you say your employees are not your friends, because it may rob you of that connection that you need to build with your employees.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Sorry?
I completely agree.
Yeah, it is not your salary that will get anybody to do their best work. It's not the salary you pay them. It's not money. I've never believed that. I'm not saying you should not pay people well, but I mean, please pay them very well. But people need beyond money. Human beings are not robots that just program and they get you the results. There is a lot that is involved in managing people, in helping them get the best, results for themselves and also for their company. You need to understand that these people have careers that they want to build, and they're not just there to be used to build your company, your dreams. They also need to feel like they're also moving forward in their own personal aspirations as well. So it's very important to be the culture that encourages people to succeed, both in their personal lives and in their on the job, right? And that's where you also need experts. You don't need. I'm sorry, but you see those traditional HR people will not help you if you really want to build a real global business. The world is changing. People are working remotely. Gen Zs are a different breed of people. You need to be able to deal with
Yeah,
them, right? So you can't
I have
just
one as a younger brother. I
you
know.
can't just assume things and the things that worked for our parents who worked 30 years. I don't think any right thinking person in my generation would work in a place for 30 years. I would never do it. I would never do it. It's not possible. And Gen Zs are even different. Those guys are different from us.
They
You need
don't
to
have, they have zero chill.
yeah, you need to, they are different, right? So you need to have to find a balance, just to make sure that they do their best and they are smart. That's the funny. They are very smart, right? So you need to have a way to ensure that they are happy, keep them happy. Of course, I'm not saying you should condone bad behavior. I'm also I'm okay in my circle. They know me to also fire quickly. I don't believe in keeping people around for the fun of it. So yeah, we've lost Edwin again. Do we have more questions while we wait for Edwin to connect?
Hello, Benga.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can say.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So, all right. Thanks so much. So, I really appreciate having this conversation with you. I think we're going to move from here now. We're going to ask the question that I wanted to ask, right? So, I'm going to ask a very random question. It has nothing to do with what you've said so far, because I think because what we are talking about today is very specific. If I ask any question about what has been said today, a lot of people will have the answer. So I'm going to ask a very, very random question now, and it's basically going to be fastest fingers first, so that it's whoever God blesses is going to be the one to win, being gas 50% discount um this. First of all, I want to just confirm, how will you like the person that wins to contact you?
Um, they can come through EIC. We have a way to contact each other, so they
Okay.
just let us know who the person is.
Okay. So I'm going to put my number now in the chat. So when I ask this question and you're the winner, please just ensure. Sorry, I'm putting it in the wrong place. I'm putting it in the Q&A. Let me put it in the chat here. Putting it in the chat. Oh, somebody is saying, so I don't care. Adeneko is saying that he doesn't think that startups should bother with this. Just concentrate on going on startup and look to the market in Africa. Do you agree?
Do I agree?
Yeah.
Well, like we said from the beginning.
Or rather, do you think she has a point?
Well, like you said from the beginning. I'm going to start. Well, like you said from the beginning. Like we said from the beginning, not every company will incorporate in the US. However, if you need those benefits that we've talked about, then you should incorporate in the US. The truth is, incorporating in the US does not mean you cannot focus on growing your startup. Most of the companies you know in Nigeria, most of the biggest tech companies in Nigeria are not just incorporated in Nigeria, and they are focused on Africa. Right? Incorporating your business in the US does not stop you from focusing on a particular market. It just gives you access to global resources that you can then leverage in those specific markets. Right? So yes, focus on growing your startup, but if there are benefits that are available in the US, you should also go for those benefits. And please, we're not saying that incorporating that you should move to the US or go and build your startup in the US. We're saying you should incorporate your business in the US. In fact, one of the key selling points for Bunch right, of a similar set for Bunch is that you can do this remotely. You don't need to go to the US to get a bank account. You don't need to go to the US to get any of these things. You can literally incorporate that Nigerian business in the US between now and April. You have a US business, and you can continue to focus on the market in Africa. So they are not mutually exclusive.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a question right now. It's going to be a very, very funny question. And I'm going to just give me a minute. I'm going to write the question now. Because we are talking about incorporating in America and the US, so I'm going to ask a US-based question. Hold on a bit.
This question must be very tough.
Wait, I'm just checking. Sorry. I'm checking code of conduct.
All right.
To be sure that I'm allowed to ask this thing. Okay, yeah, good. I'm good. First person to get the answer correctly wins. Yay! We have a winner. I'm sorry. Bosu Adedokun, congratulations. You are the winner of today's trivia.
Congrats.
mybank.co. You have won yourself a 50% discount on registration services, which means that you get to pay half the price for all of their services that they've mentioned. That which means all the free services, the taxes, the whatever, everything. You have it for half the price, but not half the value. All right. So at this point, thank you very much. So Bosu, you have my number. Send me your email address. I will do the introductions to you and Benga Sobaike so you can be able to continue conversations from there. Thank you everybody for coming today. Today was very, very interesting. Thank you for Benga for your time. I know you're a very busy man with about 100 companies to manage. So I'm going to let you go.
Wow.
I hope to see you again some other time. Maybe you are renting your laptop again. You can come and talk to us about it and can give us $10,000. All right then. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate this.
No problem. Thank you so much. So I'll see you guys, and please just have a wonderful week. Be safe. Nigeria is a little bit tense right now, but everybody just be safe. Make sure that you are security conscious and you're taking care of your health. And of course, remember that COVID-19 is still very much in existence. So protect us at all times. Keep us meted if you need to. Also, just be the best you can be. And if you need to start that business, go ahead and start it right now. Now is the best time to do so. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a wonderful week.
Bye.